welcome back to Citizen Development Live. I am your host, Neil Miller. Thank you so much for being with us today. Our guest today is May Amorelli. She is a certified business analyst professional at Shell. May, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Neil, for the invite. I'm very
I'm
happy to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to have you. You have done a lot of work. You're coming from Shell, which is one of the pioneers in citizen development around the world. So there's a lot to share. But first, let's start with you. Tell us your story and how you got involved in this.
Yes, I've been working for Shell for 2 years now, and I'm from IT delivery team, and I'm a business analyst working in projects and supporting applications, and also I serve as a do-it-yourself coach for the Brazilian community. At Shell, we call it the Citizen Development Program as do-it-yourself.
Now, was that a intentional thing? Did you call it DIY, do-it-yourself first, and then you found out about citizen development, or you just didn't like the term and you wanted to use something else, or do you remember how that started off?
Yes, I'm not sure because the citizen development at Shell is a global program that began in Houston in 2020, and it was an IT strategy to empower every employee to digitize work process, to improve agility, productivity, and create more value for the business. So there is a central team that created the do-it-yourself program and gave this name. I'm not sure about this history.
Sure. Well, how did you come about it? You have a business analyst background, so that exposes you to a lot of what the business needs, what the requests that they're coming in with. You were sitting out of Brazil at the time. How did you learn about the program, and what got you excited about it?
Yes, as it is an IT strategy, our community here in Brazil began in 2021. So everyone in IT was involved in this do-it-yourself program, and it was selected some people to be do-it-yourself coach, and I'm one of them. And we act here in Brazil as a local support for the Brazil business, because there is a lot of regulatory matters that needs to be addressed. So we have this IT team based in Brazil. So we started. I can talk about our journey so far. We began in 2021 to promote the citizen development and increase its adoption. To achieve this, we created a recruitment program in partnership with HR, the HR team, and this program it was called NACAR, and combined diversity, equity, and inclusion with digitalization. So we hired a local workforce that was trained in local no-code tools internally, and it was empowered to innovate toward the new ways of working. And then these resources were assigned and allocated to various business areas to develop applications and solve business problems. By doing so, we aimed to unlock opportunities for innovation and growth. So this program was our baseline to start our community, and the program has been highly successful for Brazil, and we are very proud of it. And now we are in the 4th edition, and these resources, these NACAR resources, not only have acted as DIY ambassadors, but they have also positively impacted the business with the power of the citizen development. They showed how the citizen development can unlock these potential opportunities to address business problems.
That's really great to hear, just kind of how programmatic it's been, like across the globe. to try to bring it in. You talked about it as an IT strategy. Can you give a little bit more insight into, like, at what level does the team say that they're not going to get involved in a certain application? Like, hey, this is something that we want the process owners to work on, the work groups to work on.
Okay.
And then at what level is it, no, this is it should be in IT's domain?
So we have a great framework here, and it's splitted in 3 areas. We call it green zone, amber zone, and the red zone. The red zone is just IT supported, IT professional that could develop in local no code. So the green zone, there are some requirements that we need to assess. There are some matters that we need to assess regarding risk and the complexity of the solution. So for green zone, probably there is no confidential data. There is no more than 50 people using the application, or there's no risk. And for amber zone, it's a little bit complexity. Probably the data is confidential. It's not impacting the business operations. So we have this framework to assess and understand what's the kind of development. So if it's red zone, IT is totally involved. It's a IT project with all of the bureaucracy and all of the steps that we need to follow in a project. And if it's green zone, the developers have green flag to do and implement and share the application with 50 people within the business area. And if it's amber zone, we need to have more control about the application. And we have a catalog that we have all of these amber zone applications that we control, and we do some auditory process, and they need to have user access management, more control about who is using and for what is being used, what kind of data is there. So for amber zone, we are kind of involved, not 100% involved. We just have a overview and a bit of control, but all of this is done automatically by the global team, the central team. So we are just advisors, and they note us if something's not non-compliant, and we go to the business and trying to understand and to become the application compliant. So
yeah,
we are always asked as a do-it-yourself coaches. We are the first point of contact to guide the business to shape their use case, provide the necessary assurance by consulting on risk and complexity, and we help them regarding the development and how to address some doubts that they have regarding specific technical things, and we can guide them to the COE, the Center of Experts. That's the global team of DIY HL. So
yeah,
we kind of intermediary of the business and the DIY global team. So we are like their right arms.
Yeah, that shows the maturity that you guys have at Shell, just to be able to categorize those things. Because a lot of times when people start thinking about citizen development, they're concerned about, well, we can't just let people make any app that they want, which is true. But there are some apps, like those green zone apps, like you mentioned, that are fairly easy, that go out. But then, and there's obviously clearly the red zone apps that you don't want people just making with a lot of confidential data and highly complex things that could end up damaging the company. And I think that yellow zone or that amber zone is really an interesting place to play and to see how much room people have to do their own thing. Can you tell
Exactly.
us a little bit more about your center of excellence, your COE? Um, how much support do you tend to give? Is it just kind of a central hub with people like you who are able to help others, mostly with the platform? Can you give a little more insight into that?
The COE, they are experts in each of the tools
Mhm.
that we use at Shell. So we have different types of supports, uh, depending on the zone as well. And they act as a consultant. So if
Mhm.
someone is developing in green or amber zone and have a technical doubt, they can send emails to the email box, to the COE mailbox, and then
Mhm.
they answer, explaining. And if needed, they schedule calls to go through the problems with the developers. So it's kind of easy to develop something here, and we have lots of local support as well, because as our community are bigger, we have more experts in our community. So if you are not able to talk with the COE, we can talk with another expert in our community. We have more than, I don't know, more than 100 people doing local no code applications, dashboards. So
Yeah.
uh, we are very mature in this scenario here in
Yeah,
Brazil.
definitely. You ran an interesting program, a hackathon, interesting that I wanted to share with everyone and get their insights on. So could you tell us about that experience, what it was like, and how it was run?
Yes. Actually, as a do-it-yourself coach, we also works for towards to promote the adoption of citizen development.
Hmm.
So over the years, we've organized various events for our community, such as face-to-face training, boot camps, awareness sessions. And last year, we've organized the biggest one. It was a 2-week event. We call it Do It Yourself Something Hackathon. And the first week of our event, we organized this summit that impacted more than 200 participants, joining upskilling sessions, which included hands-on training, awareness session, showcase presentations, and there was a preparation for the hackathon that followed in the next week.
Yeah.
So during the second week, we conducted the hackathon. We had 3 business cases to solve, and we have more than 50 people involved. And we, as organizers, identified 3 business cases to focus on that required significant amount of manual work and involve managing large amounts of data through spreadsheets. In addition, the process has lacks of standardization across this process, need to store, retain important documents, and the manual nature of the process also results in large amount of email exchange, approvals,
Yeah.
decision making, everything being done manually. So the hackathon teams, to address this challenge, they provided a built solutions that automated the control of activities via workflow, automated checks of pending items. We have also implemented some automated mails, uh, save important documents in folders for easy retrieval. We consolidate information, and we've developed dashboards to improve decision making. Also, it was very interesting that we used some artificial intelligence tools
Really?
to check data, ensure accuracy, reliability, and it was very, very interesting. At the end, all of these solutions that the teams developed presented range of benefits, including enhanced data security, streamline digitalization by automating activities, improved data visualization and management, and robust quality checks. It was very, very a good work and very interesting. Everyone was very proud of what was delivered. We actually delivered 3 MVPs
Yeah.
that contribute to the companies to bring
Wow.
value to the company. It was
That's
very nice.
incredible. What was it like for you as an organizer to have 200 people participate in that? Was it like way more than you expected, or kind of what you were anticipating? That must have been very exciting.
Yes, the first week it was for the summit, so we had lots of sessions. The agenda was full, and it
Uh,
was crazy as an organizer to manage all of this because it was a lot of work to do, but it was really worthy. We were very proud for what we achieved. All the company was impressed, and the leadership team in Brazil was highly impressed with the success of this event and recognized the multidisciplinary team and diverse team for their efforts in solving the identified challenge in just 1 week.
Sure.
They acknowledge the team's ability to deliver 3 MVPs that provided this real value to the company. And the sense was that the hackathon was not just a fun event, but it
Yeah.
was a serious endeavor where the team members worked hard to identify the root cause of the problems, develop effective solutions, and the leaders appreciated the team's commitment. So it was very, very worth for everyone. And the first week, it was very important to all of the participants to be more aware of what is do it yourself, and to understand more the tools that we use at Shell. So there was lots of different types of skills uh, that participate in hackathon. So the first week, everyone was aligned. So people that were advanced have done the advanced trainings, and people
Mm.
who were more uh, um, do the basic trainings. So at the hackathon week, they were more aligned, and it was easier to hands-on and develop something valuable for the business.
Yeah. Yeah. May, as we look at citizen development around the world, Shell is definitely one of those companies that's farther along in this journey than most other ones are. What do you feel like needs to happen in terms of platforms, in terms of capabilities, technology, in order for other companies to adopt more of a citizen development approach? What do you feel like is the future?
I guess that what needs is the alignment of the goals of digitalization, and because the program, it doesn't the program needs the support of the executives. So
Yeah.
at Shell, it really worked because we had the IT team and all of the executives aligning the do-it-yourself, the citizen development with their goals with digitalization. So it's very important for the companies to have these alignment and to promote the program and to increase the adoption and to have all of this structured. We have a area department here just for do it yourself. So it's not just some adopters doing things separately and with no control, with no guidance. So here it really worked because we had a framework. We planned how to implement strategy to enhance our community, to increase our community, and we need these alignments. So yes, this needs to be put in place to have a successful program.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That alignment's so important, and like you said, the buy-in from top leadership. Like, it's not really something that can really happen from the ground up. It needs to be every level of the organization needs to be excited about it.
It starts small. It starts with early adopters, people who are who has the curiosity, who has a natural ability to do some dashboard, to automate something. But then when you realize that there are lots of people doing things, you need to structure and have a program to accelerate the adoption of system development at the company. So
yeah,
I guess
that's a good way to put it.
everywhere it starts organic, and then you need to put a structure to really works.
Yeah, great. Well, May, I've learned a ton from this. It's been great to get to know you better, to get to know what Shell's doing, specifically in South America. It's so wonderful to see what's there. We love you being on the show, and we're excited to continue to tell these stories. So thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to staying in touch in the future.
Thank you so much, Neil, for the invite. Very proud to be here. Bye.